Hello everyone, today we will be creating marinated chicken, steamed broccoli, and down south potatoes. Now stay tuned because we have a great meal in store for you. Okay, so we're going to start setting up our cutting station. So you see I have my knife and my cutting board. This rag is actually a damp rag, so you want to make sure that you wring it out well. What you'll do is take your damp rag, you're going to open it out, and actually it's going to go under the cutting board. All right, it shouldn't be showing at all. Okay, so tuck it in a little bit, and now you can cut and you're moving it. You see it's not going anywhere, so that's why we use a damp rag when we are using our cutting board. Almost forgot to tell you about your trash bowl. Make sure you have that somewhere near your station. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is rinse my potatoes with water and then transfer them to the cutting board. If you look at it, there are some kind of bad spots in your potato. So what you want to make sure that you do is kind of cut that off. And I'm just going to inspect the rest of them just to see if there is a few things that I need to cut off. All right, we're going to keep our skin on our potatoes. So I cut my potato in half, and then I cut my halves into halves, and so now I have 4 pieces, and I place them in my bowl. Okay, so if you get a larger potato, you may have to cut it into 8s or 8 pieces. If you look at this one, you see that's kind of a rotten spot, so you need to cut that out. Okay, so you see I have my potatoes here, and I have my trash bowl here. You're going to make sure that you turn your stovetop on, light it. You should see a flame, and then turn it on. You're going to turn on medium heat. Okay, make sure that you see a blue flame, and you're going to actually pour in your water and toss in your butter. Okay, when it melts, you'll be ready for your next step. Put your potatoes in the pan and then add in your seasonings. Alright, so it should look like this. Then you're going to put the top on it and simmer, which means cut it down to low heat. And cut it down to low and let it simmer for 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to turn my other stove top eye on. Okay, put that on medium heat. And then I'm going to pour my 1/4 cup of water. This is for my broccoli. So I'm going to put that in there and let it boil and come back to that. Okay, once you start to see steam for your broccoli, you want to add it. Okay, once you add your broccoli, you're going to put a top on it and then cut your temperature back to low and check it every 5 minutes just to make sure that it's not overcooked. Okay, you want to make sure that you're stirring your broccoli occasionally. Okay, so you can wash or rinse off your cutting board, and now I'm going to cut the chicken. When you're holding a knife, you want to make sure that you have a rowing motion, okay? You want to make sure that it's in the hand that you're most comfortable with, and that you're not doing like this. When you cut, you're cutting in a rowing motion. So we have our bowl of chicken. We have our trash bowl, and then we also have our bowl for our cut chicken. Take your chicken, you're going to cut some of the excess fat off of it, if you see any excess fat. Okay, put that in your trash bowl. Make sure that there's no hard parts. Then you're going to actually cut your chicken into strips, like so. Now be careful because your knife is extremely sharp. If you feel like you're not able to do this, just give it to the person that feels the most comfortable. Okay? Make sure your strips are about the same size. Okay, so they look like that's about the same size, and I'm going to put it in my other bowl. And so I'm going to cut this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, once you finish cutting, you will have a bowl full of excess Italian dressing. Please do not pour this down the sink, because it is mostly oil and it could possibly stop up your sink. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our chicken. We want to put our eye on medium, and the way we know that the pan is hot is we can usually put our hand over it and feel some type of heat. So let's wait about a minute or 2 for this to heat up. Okay, once you can feel that your pan is hot, you're going to add in the oil. Okay, we're going to place our oil in the pan and move it around a little bit. All right, the way that you know that your pan is ready is if you see wrinkles in your oil. So I don't really see many wrinkles, so we're gonna wait a little bit and do it again. Okay, if you move your pan around, you'll see the wrinkles in the pan in the oil. Okay, once you put the chicken in the pan, it should not pop on you. If it does, you have your oil too high. Okay, I may have to do 2 batches of chicken just because I got a lot. In the meantime, I'm checking on my broccoli and I'm stirring it. I'm gonna put the top back on. And then, as you can see, there's a simmer going on. So I'm gonna move this around, stir it occasionally. It's starting to look good and it's starting to smell amazing. So the chicken is cooking and I have my thermometer here. I wanna make sure that, for one, it's on. And it's at the F, Fahrenheit, not at C. Okay, so I'm actually going to check my chicken. I put it right through the center of the chicken. You shouldn't be able to see it on the other side. And I'm going to keep it in there for 15 seconds. And I see it's at 156, so we still have 10 more degrees to go. 178, so it looks like it's kind of overcooked. My potatoes are done, as well as my broccoli. Take my spoon out. All right, and I'm ready to eat. Yum, yum.